The carnival gates sagged, rusted, forgotten. Once these gates welcomed throngs of eager visitors, their laughter echoing through the air. Now they stand as silent sentinels guarding memories of a time long past, paint peeled like sunburnt skin, flaking away secrets. Each layer that falls reveals another story, another moment lost to time. The vibrant colours that once dazzled the eyes now lie in tatters, a testament to the relentless march of decay. No joyous music played here now. The melodies that once filled the air with joy and excitement have been replaced by an eerie silence, a void where happiness used to reside. Only the wind's mournful sigh. It weaves through the empty spaces, carrying whispers of the past, a ghostly reminder of what once was. It whispered through skeletal rides. The roller coasters and Ferris wheels, now mere shadows of their former glory, creak and groan under the weight of abandonment. A graveyard of manufactured happiness. Each ride, each stall, a monument to joy that has long since faded, leaving behind only the bones of merriment. This place was a tomb, a colourful, decaying tomb. The bright hues that once attracted crowds now serve as a stark contrast to the desolation that has taken over, where laughter had long since died. The echoes of joy have been replaced by an oppressive silence, a void that swallows any hint of life. A single striped tent stood askew. It leans precariously as if bowing under the weight of its own memories. Its canvas, once vibrant, now a dirty grey. The colours that once drew in the crowds have faded, leaving behind a ghostly remnant of what used to be. Tattered fabric flapped in the breeze like a trapped bird, desperate. It struggles against the wind, a futile attempt to break free from the clutches of time, trying to escape the oppressive silence. The silence that hangs heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the life that once thrived here. The silence was the worst part. It was a silence that spoke volumes, a silence that told the story of a place forgotten by time. A heavy blanket smothering all hope. It pressed down. It suffocated any remaining spark of joy, leaving behind only a hollow shell of what once was. He appeared without a sound. The night was still, the air thick with an eerie silence that seemed to swallow every noise. Not there, then there. As if he had always been part of the night, a phantom materializing from the void. Standing by the broken carousel, he seemed to belong to the decay. A relic of forgotten joy turned to dread. As if conjured from the shadows themselves, his presence was a dark magic, an unsettling reality. Or perhaps he was always there. Part of the decay. Part of the dread. A fixture in the landscape of nightmares. His name, they would later learn, was Giggleswick. A name that seemed almost too whimsical for the terror he inspired. A whimsical name for such a terror. A cruel joke, like everything else here. His grin was painted, but the madness was real. His suit was a riot of clashing colours. Purple, orange, sickly green, colours that should have been cheerful, but here they were grotesque, too bright for this dead place, a mockery of life in a realm of decay, oversized shoes curled at the toes. Each step he took echoed with a hollow sound, like laughter in a graveyard. White gloves, pristine, covered his hands, but his face. That was the true horror, a painted white mask, a mask that hid nothing yet revealed everything, the painted grin of madness. The mind games began subtly, so subtly you doubted your own senses. Sarah saw it first, her half-eaten candy apple, left on a splintered bench. She turned away for a second, just a second. When she looked back, it was gone. Vanished? Mark scoffed, said she'd imagined it, but a seed of unease was planted, watered by fear. Then came the whispers, her name, Sarah. Paranoia became their constant companion. It was as if the very air around them was thick with dread, making every breath a struggle. They could feel eyes on them, always watching, always waiting. The sense of being hunted never left, even in the supposed safety of their own homes. Every creak was his footstep, every rustle, his approach. Sleep was no refuge, it was his domain. The nights were the worst, filled with the sounds of the house settling, each noise a potential threat. They would lie awake, hearts pounding, waiting for the inevitable. Nightmares filled with garish colours, endless looping calliope music, and that smile, always that smile. They woke up screaming, or worse. The dreams were vivid, almost real, and they could never escape the feeling of being trapped in a twisted carnival of horrors. They woke up to find small painted trinkets on their chests, souvenirs from their terror. Hallucinations intensified. The trinkets were grotesque, each one a miniature representation of their worst fears, and they had no idea how they got there. Giggleswick would appear at the end of a dark path, beckoning, then dissolve into mist. It was as if he was toying with them, leading them deeper into the maze of their own minds, only to vanish when they got too close. His laughter, a silent shriek, echoed in their minds, not their ears. It was a sound that seemed to come from within, a maddening echo that they could never escape, no matter how hard they tried. Mark saw Sarah's face melt, contort. It was a vision of pure horror, her features twisting and warping into something unrecognizable, something monstrous, into the clown's painted visage, just for a moment. The transformation was brief but searing, leaving an indelible mark on his psyche, a flash of impossible horror. It was as if reality itself had fractured, revealing a glimpse of something beyond comprehension, something that should not exist. He looked away, screamed. The terror was too much to bear, and he could do nothing but give in to the primal urge to flee, to escape the nightmare that had become his life. When he looked back, she was just Sarah, pale, terrified. The normalcy of her appearance was almost more jarring than the horror he had just witnessed, a cruel reminder of the thin line between reality and madness. "What is it?" she whispered. Her voice was barely audible, trembling with fear, as if speaking too loudly might summon the horrors back into their midst. What became of them? The official reports were vague, inconclusive. Some were found wandering miles away, catatonic, mutters of painted smiles, of endless silent laughter, their eyes vacant, staring at horrors only they could see. Others simply vanished, swallowed by the decaying carnival, as if they'd never existed. Just names on a missing persons list. Fading memories. The carnival still stands, or so the urban legends say. A festering wound on the edge of town. Some claim it disappears, reappears in different places, always waiting, always hungry.